In the heart of a small village nestled between rolling hills and lush green fields, there lived a curious girl named Essie. The village, known as Nkyinkyim, was a place where stories flowed like the river and traditions were woven into every aspect of daily life. Elders sat under the great baobab tree, sharing tales of the past, while children played in the dusty open square, their laughter echoing across the huts. Essie was known for her adventurous spirit. Unlike her peers, she preferred wandering along the riverbank or climbing the hills in search of something new. Her mother, Abena, often scolded her, saying, "Essie, you are like a restless bird. One day, your curiosity will lead you into trouble." One morning, as the village prepared for the Yam festival, Essie decided to explore a part of the forest no one dared to enter. It was said to be home to the spirits of those who had gone too soon, their voices carried by the wind. But Essie had heard whispers from the older children about a strange stone hidden deep within the forest, a stone that showed you the faces of those who shaped your destiny. With the sun just rising, casting a golden glow over the landscape, Essie packed a small bag with water, a piece of bread, and her favorite slingshot. "I'll be back before sunset," she assured her younger brother Kwaku, who looked at her with wide, worried eyes. "You shouldn't go there," he said, clutching his wooden toy. "I'll be fine," Essie replied with a smile, ruffling his hair. The forest was dense and alive with the hum of nature. Essie tread carefully, her sandals crunching on dry leaves. The air felt different here, heavy, as if it carried secrets. After hours of walking, she came to a clearing where the ground was unusually smooth and shiny, like polished clay. At the center of the clearing lay the stone. It was unlike anything she had ever seen. The stone was large, with a surface that shimmered in shades of black and gray. Its texture seemed to shift, as if it were alive. Essie approached cautiously, her heart pounding. As she touched the stone, it grew warm beneath her fingers. Suddenly, the surface rippled like water, and images began to form. At first, they were faint, blurry faces that Essie couldn't recognize. But then they became clearer. The first face was her grandmother, Nana Akua, who had passed away when Essie was just a baby. Nana Akua spoke in a voice that was both soft and commanding. "Essie, my child, your heart is full of questions, but answers are not always what you seek. Sometimes they are what you need." Essie was stunned. She tried to respond, but the stone shifted again. This time it showed her father, Kofi, standing beside the family's yam farm. He looked younger, his face marked by worry. "Essie, this land carries our history. Protect it, or it will be lost," he said before fading away. The final image was of a boy, around her age, but unfamiliar. He stood by the river looking out at the horizon. His face was calm, but his eyes held a sadness that tugged at Essie's heart. "Who are you?" she whispered. The boy didn't reply but extended his hand toward her before the stone grew cold again, its surface turning to dull gray. Confused and overwhelmed, Essie sat by the stone, replaying the images in her mind. What did they mean? Who was the boy? As she rested, the sun began to set and she realized she had lost track of time. She hurried back, her mind racing. When she reached the village, the Yam festival was in full swing. Drummers played vibrant rhythms, and people danced in colorful kente cloth. But Essie couldn't shake the visions. She told her mother what had happened, leaving out no detail. Aben's face grew pale. "The stone of many faces," she murmured. "Essie, that is no ordinary stone. It reveals what is hidden in your heart and guides you toward your purpose." "What does it mean, Mama? Who was the boy?" "I do not know," Abena said, her voice trembling. "But perhaps the elders will." The next day, Essie was brought before the village elders. Sitting beneath the baobab tree, they listened intently as she recounted her experience. One elder, Nana Badu, stroked his white beard thoughtfully. "The boy by the river," he said, "may be connected to something you must do. Our ancestors do not show us what is unnecessary. They guide us toward what we must change or embrace." Essie was tasked with revisiting the stone to seek further clarity. But this time, she wouldn't go alone. A group of elders and her father accompanied her. When they reached the clearing, Essie touched the stone once more. The boy's image reappeared, but this time, the vision expanded. Essie saw herself standing beside him, planting trees by the river. The boy turned to her and said, "If the river dries, the village will fade. We must protect it." The elders exchanged glances. "The river is the lifeblood of Nkyinkyim," Nana Badu said. "Perhaps this is a warning. We have neglected it for too long." From that day forward, the village came together to care for the river. Essie led the efforts, planting trees and organizing cleanup days. She learned that the boy she had seen was Kweku, a spirit of the river who appeared to those willing to listen. Over time, the river flourished, its waters clearer and more vibrant than ever. The village thrived, and Azy became known as the girl who heard the whispers of the ancestors. Years later, when Azy had children of her own, she told them about the stone of many faces. She reminded them to listen to the voices of the past, for they carried the wisdom to shape the future. And so, the story of Azy and the stone became part of the village's legacy, passed down from one generation to the next. This tale is a reminder that curiosity, when guided by wisdom and respect for tradition, can lead to profound discoveries. Let us cherish the past and protect the future, just as Acy did for her village.